Hello my friends, this is Leo Saron, or Leonardo if you prefer. I am one of the developers of this game, which is called Shirei. I would like to talk about the story of this project one more time, since we're starting out with it again. What I mean is, Shirei was originally the last assignment for Game Design College for me and Gabriel, which is one of the other developers of Shirei. We're currently only in 3 people, me, Gabriel and Fernando. We're all from Brazil, and Gabriel was studying game design with me. Fernando was on another class, on another institution for game development I went to as well, so we became friends, and Fernando joined us on the project after college was done, because after we finished college, after we presented Shirei, we wanted to give life to this game one more time. We didn't just want it to be like something we made in college and abandoned, because we liked the concept of this game so much that we wanted to try and release it commercially. But there were some hurdles we were unable to surpass back then, in 2013, and the project was asleep for many years. Like, we didn't have a proper 3D modeler for one, and I had to do the 3D modeling of the original Shirei version. That's not very good, that's not very presentable. I don't think we could turn out a commercial product with that sort of presentation. That was one big reason why we let this baby frozen for so long. So, fast forward to 2018, me and Gabriel are feeling like we need a passion project, we need another game design project to keep our creative juices boiling. And we still loved Shirei very much, so we decided to try again, but this time we would make it a 2D game, because I am able to make 2D animations, and you know, way better than I am able to model 3D characters. And we are like, we don't have funding to hire any 3D artists or anything like that, so we have to do it ourselves. That's why we decided that 2D was the way to go. So for about 1 year, the work on Shirei, of the renewed Shirei, was purely theoretical, like me and Gabriel doing online calls to talk about game design, the script of the story. I did some new concept arts for the old characters and some concept art for new characters and presented to him, and we went back and forth until we realized how the character should look like. We're not done with all the characters now, because just like back in college, I am juggling several responsibilities for this project, so I can't just sit down for many months in a row and say, I'm gonna do only concept art. No, I'm also a game designer, and now that the project is taking shape, I am also doing the marketing per se, like doing videos like this one, doing posts on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. I have a few things on my plate right now, so I can't just focus on concept art, but we've got most of the character designs ready already. The most important character designs, at least. The 4 playable characters have their designs already, and there are some rivals for them, which are practically done as well. But I won't say much more of the characters that there will be on the game. I think that's a discussion for later. So one of the reasons I liked Shirei so much is because it goes against a visible trend in the game industry that has bothered me for a while. I'm not sure it is a real trend, but it's like something I read back in 2007 or 2008 that really bothered me, and I wanted to see what I could do about it. You know about the Super Smash Bros. Series and the Kirby series, do you? The creator for both of them is Masahiro Sakurai, a Japanese guy who is an amazing game designer. Back then he was writing on a blog to update people on the development of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And I remember clearly that in one of his posts he wrote that making games based on characters was becoming more and more difficult as the time went by. And that really bothered me, because you know, game characters are amazing. They are one of the things that bring life to the games. You know, most AAAs nowadays have the protagonists for these AAAs are mainly like real people with one or two visual clothing features to distinguish them. And of course that is nice in itself, but I don't want like unique character design creatures or character designs that are more unique than just a realistic human to exist. I want this kind of character design to exist forever. You know, like Sonic, Kirby, Banjo-Kazooie, Crash, the Battletoads and things like that. And I always loved characters that are anthropomorphic animals. You know, I grew up in the 90s, you can't blame me. The Ninja Turtles, there was like a cartoon with dinosaurs that were humanoids and very radical. I love this kind of thing. So with Shirei I wanted to bring forth this kind of experience. Not only in the narrative, but also in the game design. So we sought of an Asian myth and we started working with it to correlate the character designs visually to that myth, which I will talk about a little further on. And then we made the gameplay so that you could choose the gameplay style you would play with. So the characters' personalities and visuals all match that myth and their functions on the gameplay, you see. So this myth is the myth of the four guardians: the firebird in the south, the water turtle in the north, the water dragon in the east, and the wind tiger on the west. The elements of these animals change in the Chinese version of this myth because there is no air, and instead we've got metal and a center dragon with earth. The turtle is actually water instead of earth. Did I say that the turtle in the north is water? The turtle in the north in the Japanese version is earth. Maybe I was thinking the Chinese version when I talked about that. So we based the characters on these myths. Kasai that you're seeing on the screen right now is based on the firebird, of course, so he's the aggressive character. And you know, I identify with Kasai a lot because sometimes I've got an explosive nature. I can't always control it, but sometimes I blast out. It's not very good always, but I've got a temper. I've got to admit that I have a temper. I can't run from that. And you know, Kasai was also voice acted by myself in the original version of Shirei, the 3D version of Shirei. I made his voice and Jishin's voice. Jishin is the Earth Turtle character, the one that is strategic and that can modify the environment for his advantage. But even though I voiced both of them, I think that my best performance went to Kasai, you know? Now we don't know if the 2D version of the game will have voice acting. We don't have a budget for more voice actors for the other characters. We don't know if that will work well with the gameplay for 2D. But we want characters to talk, even if it's by text, because we really want to showcase their personalities. It's one of the focus for us in this project, you know. And it's funny because the characters have very distinguished personalities and gameplay styles. It's such in a way that I can look at a character and look at a friend of mine and I can tell if either my friend will like to play that character or not based on both of their personalities, you know. I think, oh, this friend of mine will surely be a Mizu player or a Taiki player. You see, that's all boils up to how we made this game work. And I'm really proud of it. Like, of course, making it all happen with the program of the game will be a very, very specifically challenging adventure, because this game wants to achieve a lot. If this game is to be fully realized, it's not going to be an easy task, but if we're able to make it come true, I can tell you that I will probably be really, really proud of it, because the concept of it is something which I believe into. I really believe that this can work very well if we're able to apply the theory as we wish. You know, I also love side-scrolling games, like playing a very good and old platformer, you know. Even though I also like 3D games, more like complex games as they say, I think that there's nothing like the charm of a side-scrolling platformer game, because even though it's a side-scrolling platformer, you can have such a variety of gameplay in that concept. Just like shooters have become the main AAA game for a long period of time, the 2D side-scroller games were the big thing for a long while in the 90s. And I do believe that they have an appeal for me up to this day. I don't want to give up on them, you know. That's why Shirei 2D is side-scrolling, but it's got non-linear level design. You know, you can go back and forth, Metroidvania style. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta say, I am making right now, I'm doing a drawing just like this one for Taiki, the winged tigress character. And I do believe she will be one fan favorite character, because she's so cute. Look forward to that. I'll post that in our social medias, on our Facebook. And I will come up with on YouTube soon enough. Probably I'll post this video on YouTube sometime, and ta-da! Here goes Kasai. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and just as I said, I'll probably put this video on YouTube after we make one, but for now it will only be on Facebook. It will be weird too for you to watch this on YouTube and hear me saying that. Never mind. Please follow Shirei on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube for more news and videos like this one. Thanks a ton for watching, my friends. See you next time.